Well, now, on this video, I'm going to share some of my personal information and personal things so that it can help you, so that you can see it from a practical point of view. And by the way, you are allowed to steal the information here, and you're allowed to steal some of the formulas that I use that can actually help you in one way or the other. Remember one thing, this is a channel that I dedicated all about finances, how to manage that money, how to invest it, how to grow it, to safeguard it at the same time, and you go yourself to the next level. Now, I'm going to share with you how exactly or what exactly I do immediately when the YouTube pays me. All right, that is it. And by the way, make sure that you leave a comment on the comment section. Tell me a question you'd like me to answer. And by the way, if you're watching me for the first time, make sure that you hit the subscription button. And if you've been watching me and you've never subscribed to my YouTube channel, it's like you're stealing my information. Go ahead and subscribe. It does not cost you anything, and turn that notification bell and leave me a like on the comments or on the likes button. Okay, let's get into the business now. Here we are. See, what exactly do I do when the YouTube pays me? Okay, it doesn't pay like huge amount of money, but it's just to congratulate me being on this platform and sharing all this information. All right, for God's sake, I give glory to God. Now, the point is this: what exactly do I do? And you can actually use this when you get paid. See, the moment I receive the payment, this is what I do. I make sure that I prolong the ownership of the money. That's the first thing I do. I prolong the ownership of the money. I told you the moment you get money, it's not even about investment. It is to have that money at least for 2 hours, for 3, for 4, for 10, for 48, for 60, for whatever the period it is, okay? So the first thing I do not tune to the consumer mindset. Oh, the check has come in, so boom, I'm going to take the money. No. I refrain from consulting my heart. I engage my brain. What do I need to do? All those kind of things. So I retain. The absorbability should be high. I retain the money. So immediately when you get paid, you do not just rush into, hey, I want to consume, I want to do. No. Once I get the payment, I relax. I ask myself, a next amount of money has come in, okay? It wasn't that good month, it was a better month, it was whatever, because the payment in YouTube, it fluctuates, and it can even go down, can go up, just like that. See, now ask myself, okay, it has come in now. How do I prolong this? And then immediately I prove now I can be able to sleep with my money for the day 1, day 2, day 3, day, even a week. Now I can be able to go to the next thing. The next thing is that this is what I usually do, okay? What I usually do is that I usually classify. I classify my needs and my wants. That's exactly what I do. I classify my needs and my wants. And this is what I do. All right? See, in the sense of the YouTube, or with regard to the YouTube, this is what I do. My needs on the YouTube, it's the production costs. I actually set aside what we call the production cost. What does it mean? By the way, if you didn't know, it costs money to make this YouTube videos, because I have somebody whom I pay for making thumbnails, for making this, for making editing and what have you. Sometimes I do like I just have somebody somewhere whom randomly I pay them to make sure that they do something as far as my YouTube is concerned. So what does it mean? It means that the production cost of the YouTube, I have to set aside that amount of money. All right. So for example, if I pay, say, X amount of money, then I have to put an X amount of money aside for that purpose of achieving that thing. So what do? Let's say, for example, you are employed, and the way you're employed is that your car, it's a necessity to take you to that job. So you know, in a week I consume, say, 5,000 for my fuel. Therefore, if I do not have this car, I cannot earn. Let's say maybe you are an Uber guy. You get the money, you know, hey, in a week I consume 5,000. So in a month I'll need 20,000 set aside for the purposes of transport. So you set aside that one. Maybe your lunch and whatever, that is what we call the production cost. Okay? Now, I set aside the production cost of that. Why? To make sure that my YouTube exists next month, the other month, the other month. But it cannot exist if I do not set aside that amount of money on the purposes of what we call the production cost. So now what I do, and of course, guess what happens now? The production cost also that I have, it's my Wi-Fi. I do have a Wi-Fi in the house. I have to make sure that I have a Wi-Fi for the purposes of uploading those videos and also replying to your comments and what have you, going online. I also have an online presence on other social media like TikTok, like Facebook page and what have you. all that needs my internet connection for me to make sure that I upload videos on there. So I have to make sure my Wi-Fi, for example, my Wi-Fi I pay 2,000. So I make sure that I pay 2,000 on that for that purposes of doing what? Making sure that I'm connected, I'm in line, and everything is actually running smoothly. It is not a luxury. I know it may seem as if it's a luxury. It is not. For example, if I calculate the amount of money that I was using when I was buying data bundles, okay? Data bundles in Kenya is when you buy the internet when you need it. It's way expensive. And there's something called the poverty tax. You should avoid it as much as you can, okay? Now, that is exactly what I do. I classify my needs and my wants. I also dedicate that what I paid from the YouTube for paying my house rent. Why? Because without this place where I am right now, obviously my YouTube, I cannot make this from outside there. I'm not a vlogger. Okay, I am not a vlogger, so I have to be within somewhere. So I make sure that my Wi-Fi is paid. I make sure that my house rent is paid where I'm doing this. Let me call it my studio, because it is my studio. So I make sure that this studio of mine is actually paid for. It is in existence. I paid for the thumbnails guy, and I pay for my production. That is making sure that the Wi-Fi is connected and all those kind of things before I even think about my wants. Obviously, if you ask me what do I want to go through parties, I want to do all the things and all those kind of things. Okay, now the third thing that I do once I get that money is that once I classify my needs and the wants, I cater for my needs first. That's what you do. And what could be your needs as far as your money is concerned? Because probably maybe you do not have a YouTube channel. You can say, hey, my rent is my need, my food is my need, because and all those kind of things. Hey, guess what? Paying school fees for my need, and this is for me. You make sure that you classify those things that you cannot shake them off as far as your life is concerned. That is exactly what you start with. All right. Do not think about I have to go through a party, I have to grab that cappuccino thing, I have to go. That is not the thing that you need to do as of now. The next thing that I do I ask myself, how much do I dedicate towards what we call the investments? I'm avoiding the term savings, okay? How much do I dedicate towards the investment? And let me tell you one secret. Would you believe if I tell you, since I got started paying on YouTube, I have never even eaten. I have never bought any. Everything, investment, everything. Maybe this may not apply to you, but okay, I'm this kind of a guy who says I believe in delayed gratification. One day everything will fall into place. For now, let me just relax. Let me not live like, probably you could be seeing me, flossing or bragging with maybe a certain thing out. No. This is not the time. I just delay the gratification, and one day everything will fall into place, and everything will be. It's just pumping in out there, accumulating, building that beast. A time will come when I can be able to. Yes, when I say building that beast, you might think like I channel a lot of money. No, for God's sake, I'm just growing. First of all, one thing you're supposed to know in Kenya, we are not paid much on the YouTube because our CPM is way low, way low. By the way, if you go to America or if you go to UK with somebody with this kind of an amount of subscribers that I have, I'm telling you, that guy will be, I don't know, wealthy, very wealthy. But here in Kenya, in Africa, and I'm not complaining, we are paid the least in the world of the YouTube. We are paid the least. I won't lie about that. But anyway, it's far much better than just having nothing anyway. But it is what it is. Until one day we'll be Africans, we're going to make our own platform that we're going to be helping. But we are so thankful to them for making this for us, because it's transforming lives and it's changing lives and what have you. If you don't believe it changes lives, you go check somebody by the name of Amaru. I watch that guy like every day. And he has transformed his village by showing people how to make YouTube videos and what have you, and all those kind of things. And if my Amarwa, you watch my videos, and if you can tag him along, I'm going to pay you a visit very soon. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is that it can actually help you to do something. So for mine, it's all about investment. It's all about pumping in out there. Those things and luxuries in the future, by God's grace, they will come later. So the third thing that I do is that actually I dedicate that amount of money into the investment. The fourth thing that I do is that I always ask myself, how can I make it this better? How can I make this better? And how to make it better than it is right now, how to make it better than it is. And of course, this means money. This means there is a monetary aspect of it. Probably I need to buy myself another new microphone. Maybe I need to buy another new lighting, probably some new pens, maybe whatever. Maybe I need to change this theme, I assume another theme. Maybe I need to come up with a podcast and all these kind of things. And that is a budget that I set aside. So what I do for the purposes of development of this channel, I think about, hey, guess what? I'm looking forward where I'll be bringing people people on this channel and interview them. And also I'm looking forward where I can actually be able to employ other people. I bring them here, they interview people. I don't have to show up each and every day. You know, you get what I'm saying? So of course that means that I have to come up with a podcast kind of a thing. I need to get myself a bigger studio, better microphones, and also better lighting and other cameras and what have you. And of course that needs budget. And it's not a small money, it's a huge chunk of cash. And how do you achieve that? Of course, I take that money and when I talk about investment, I actually subdivide that into different sections. Some goes for the purposes of maybe say my pension, because I'm not employed by the government, I'm a freelancer. Another section of my money goes towards achievement of that goal that I may have. And say I need like £1,000,000 and I be like, put that money aside in a certain period of time, and after that I get the money, I get the studio, I get everything, I put it across, and boom, there I have, and I have the things and what have you. I do write books. Also, there is a budget of money that goes towards the book writing, because I need production, I need publishing, I need all those things, and previews and reviews. I don't know what they call them, those guys who read the books before you publish them and what have you. So that is kind of the money that I channel towards those particular areas. One thing that I'll tell you from the payment that I get from the YouTube, I never get it outside of the YouTube. Like I get money from the YouTube and then I go start, I don't know what. No, because and this is what most of the people get it wrong. Unless it's a huge chunk of cash, of which I'm not yet there, but that's why I'm heading. What happens is that you find some people are earning some cash here, and then this is what is giving you money, but you deny it. You take that money and put it somewhere else. No, you're supposed to pump it back, because that's the thing that is earning you money. That's the thing that is making you some cash and what have you. You know, that's exactly what you're supposed to do, okay? You find somebody is earning some cash in a certain venture, and then you're taking all the money, starting a different venture, and then you drain this specific business of this engagement that you're having right now. If you are a photographer, then you make some money with the photography. Before you even go buy that chunk of land somewhere and whatever, because you need to own a land, and do you consider that you have a good camera? Do you consider that you have a good, all those kind of things? So make sure that you achieve those before you think about something different. And the last thing that I do, of course, on YouTube whenever I get paid, is to make sure that at least let me not say the third one, the fifth one. That one, let me just reserve it, okay? They say, we have a saying that says, do not show your left hand what your right hand is doing and what have you. That is exactly what I do, but it's simply things to do with social thing, you know, social things, or maybe religious thing and what have you. Yeah. I'm not perfect anyway. I'm not perfect on that regard, but it's an area. Do I really like commit 100%? No, of course I cannot do that, because God is my witness. So, but it's an area also that I consider for the self-growth, self-development, and what have you. Maybe that can actually be also, whenever I get paid after that, maybe I can decide, maybe sometimes I can move from one point to the other, maybe look for a business opportunity, where can I invest on and what have you. It's all about self-growth, or maybe throwing some chunks to help maybe say my siblings, or I don't know, whatever it is, you know, just to make sure that at least I don't know. Let me not talk much about that, but you know what I'm talking about, yeah? Because I don't want to appear, hey, Joseph, you're bragging. And no, not exactly that. But anyway, the point is this: I just shared that information simply to let you know, once you get paid, this is what you're supposed to follow this route, so that at least you can be able to grow yourself and move yourself to the next level. The problem that I usually see people is that you get paid, then moment you get paid, you think about consumption, buying things and throwing parties and what have you. By the time you know, the party is over, money is over, another pay comes in, you do the same thing, another money comes in, you do the same thing, 30 years goes, you have never invested, you've never done anything, and what have you. But do I love partying? Of course I do. Do I love, you know, adventuring and throwing? But of course I do. But of course I have to do that with moderation. I have to make sure that I understand, where am I getting myself into? I mean, what's the end of result of this? Well, the party that I'm about to go, does it actually deter me from investing? Yes or no? If it does, then I won't go for it. And if it does, then I have to cut some. You get the thing. You need to be wise. Engage this and this at the same time to see which one is more appropriate, so that you can go with it. And guess what? That marks the end of this video, but don't forget, shoot me a comment on the comment section if there's an area where you'd like me to discuss about. But for now, it's a goodbye and see you the next one. And by the way, if you're in a position to, go ahead and share this video out with your friends and family.